So are Americans stupid for electing Donald Trump as the president? I don't know, but you're feeding into that stereotype that people have about Americans. It's what is it that they eat hamburgers for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. They're spoiled. Maybe not the hardest working people. But the main one I hear all the time is that Americans are dumb. Well, that they're also assholes. I don't know, but electing Donald Trump sort of seems to feed that stereotype. I've met a lot of intelligent Americans. I've met a lot of dumb ones. I'm not American. I don't live there. But I'd like to express my opinion as to what happened, or if whether people should have the. Is it justified to think that Americans are dumb? Electing Donald Trump would make you think that, and I don't know that I disagree with that. I mean, the Republican Party, as far as I can tell, has always been the party of anti-science, anti-common sense, very non-progressive. They've always been in the way of, things like gay marriage or legalizing marijuana, or they call themselves pro-life. Right. Well, that's another topic I guess I can talk about later on. But you know what? It's not just Republicans. You could say that it's the Republicans' fault, but I think Democrats are just as dumb, or the people that voted for Hillary are just as stupid, because I never thought that Hillary was a good candidate. It was not. Well, the mainstream media would make you think that she was a shoo-in. Everyone was telling you, oh, she's going to win in a big landslide, and I got to be honest, I sort of bought into it. Even though I know better that I shouldn't be paying attention to mainstream media, I bought into it, and I thought, yeah, you know what, she's probably right. Donald Trump's too much of a dick. He's pissed off too many people not for him to win. For him to win. He said way too many things. It seems like he wouldn't have a good chance of winning, and I bought into it, but I guess I was lied to and I was wrong. I was bamboozled, and that's what Hillary did to people. And she was always shoving it down your throat too. It's in the sense that if there was a lot of people who would get mad at you, and if you said said you weren't voting for her, or if you criticized her, you would be called a sexist, or you're not voting for her because she's a woman or some shit like that. Even her slogan is "I'm with her." I'm with her. It's almost like trying to shove something down some feminist agenda down your throat. I don't know. I think that hurt her. I think Bernie would have been the better choice personally, and that would have been the smart choice, not to go with Hillary. People were not passionate about. People were passionate about Bernie, man. This guy was getting 30,000, 40,000 people to show up at his rallies, and he was introduced at the DNC. People wouldn't stop cheering. People wouldn't stop clapping. They were in tears when Bernie came on the stage at the DNC, and it went on for like 5 minutes, I would say, all the cheering for him. People were passionate about Bernie, not Hillary. People just didn't care, man, and she had a lot of baggage. Bernie didn't have any baggage. They always call Hillary a warmonger, or the fact that she voted to invade Iraq always came up. You know who didn't vote for Iraq and has never voted to invade any country or go into war for, as far as I can tell? Bernie Sanders. He has never done it. You can go as far back as the first time the U.S. invaded Iraq. You see footage of Bernie telling people not to invade, that this is a bad idea, and people are just calling him crazy. It's like, oh, well, Bernie, come on, what you don't know anything, you old Jew socialist. It's typical shit, which is nothing in comparison to the baggage that Hillary had. So I don't just blame Republicans. I think Democrats are, I was going to say equally, but maybe even more. Just to put it into perspective, look at the turnout. Mitt Romney, who went up against Barack Obama on the last election, was it? or was it 2008? Anyway, I think it was the last one. Mitt Romney got more votes than Hillary, a Republican guy, right? He also got more votes than Trump. Mitt Romney. People were actually passionate about Barack. Also, the millennials, only 19% came out to vote for Hillary. She couldn't even get those, the millennials, who are supposedly the most progressive group in the U.S., only 19% of them came out, in comparison to the 50% that came out for Barack, for Obama. So the turnout wasn't great. Mitt Romney, the most boring person on the planet, got more votes than Hillary and Trump, which, by the way, Trump didn't win in a landslide. Hillary still won the popular vote. And, so Trump almost lost it, too. It's not like he was that close. I mean, it's not like it was a landslide for him. So maybe the entire country is stupid. I don't know, but I hope this is a lesson for Americans and to just get away from that two-party system. Stop with if you're going to vote for a Democrat, make sure it's a real progressive person like a Bernie Sanders. Some people say he's not really a Democrat. Who gives a fuck? I don't care about political parties. It's a stupid thing anyway. I think we should get rid of them. Just, if you run for office, just throw your name out there and your policies and vote based on that, not based on whether you're a Democrat or a Republican. And here's another thing. Donald Trump is a complete hypocrite, right? So Hillary wins the popular vote. He says nothing. Back when Barack got elected, I think the first or the second time, probably the second time, Donald Trump was tweeting that Barack didn't win the popular vote and that there should be a revolution in the U.S. because Barack didn't win the popular vote. Meanwhile, if that had happened to him this time, I think he would have incited some sort of violence. If Donald Trump won the popular vote this time and lost the election, he probably would have encouraged his followers to start some kind of a riot or something. Who knows? But it's a total double standard, which, by the way, he was wrong. Barack Obama did win the popular vote in 2012. But that's the Republican Party, man. They're complete hypocrites. The Republican Party is the party that's so-called pro-life. They don't want any abortions. But this time around, they kept calling Hillary a warmonger, that she was in favor for war. And that was a big negative. Meanwhile, Donald Trump is going around saying that we should kill the families of terrorists. I mean, if somebody, like you have an 18-year-old kid and for some reason gets radicalized and decides to do something stupid, Donald Trump was saying we should kill the rest of his family. But this is the party of life, they're pro-life. They didn't have an issue when there was an audio of Donald Trump saying that they should invade Iraq. Which, okay, you could say that, well, that was 10 years ago. He didn't really mean it, but, there's a guy that you will never find footage of him saying anything against him, about invading countries or prolonging any kind of a war. That's Bernie Sanders. But, they kept rubbing it in Hillary's face. Oh, she's a warmonger. She's a war hawk. There's a double standard here. Your candidate likes war and likes to kill people. You're the party of that it's pro-life. I don't know why you want to keep invading and are so adamant about war and wanting to drop drones on top, bombs on top of people. It's such a double standard, I don't know, everything that they criticize Hillary, I think Donald Trump is or will become. Everything that the Trump supporters didn't like about Hillary, I believe that's what Trump is, or he will become that, maybe even worse. Trump doesn't care about the people. He only cares about money. That's all he cares about. That's his passion in life. He wants to make more money and become more powerful at any cost. When pharmaceutical companies come around and telling him, hey, Donald, we can make money doing, if we just keep the system the way it is, never mind that our pills are going to kill people. It's like, yeah, okay, no problem. Yeah, let's keep going. They'll go up to him and say, hey, that wall you wanted to build? Yeah, that's not realistic. We can't do that. That's going to cost us a lot of money. Like, yeah, you're right, even though I promised my people. Yeah, don't worry, just lie to them. They're stupid anyways. Your supporters are dumb. They'll believe anything you say. And they've proved it. They voted for you in. They elected you in. You can lie to them. You can get away with anything. Come on. All those illegal immigrants that you said you want to deport, we can't deport those, Donald. Come on, what's the matter with you? We need those people. We need that cheap labor. In reality, if you really wanted to deal with the immigrant issue, which there is, it's a serious issue, illegal immigrant, you would go after the companies that are hiring them, the people that hire illegals. That's one way, or at least the first step you would take to stop illegal immigration. But no precedent has done that since I've been around, since I've been paying attention to American politics. I haven't seen them go after the companies that arrest or that hire illegals. And Donald Trump won't either. He won't. So are Americans dumb? It seems so at this point. It seems like they're not. Look, on the left, you've got yourself to blame. You fucked up. You picked the wrong candidate. Hillary is just horrible, and people are just not passionate about it. And stop trying to force millennials or people that didn't support Hillary to fucking vote for her, because the best thing that Hillary had going for her is that she wasn't Donald Trump. People are not going to vote for that. That's the best thing that she had going for her. So many times I heard that you should vote for her because she's not Donald Trump. How about not, man? How about you elect the candidate that people were passionate about, like Bernie Sanders? And I say elect him because I don't know that Bernie lost the nomination, the Democratic nomination. There were some shenanigans there. There was some, just look it up. You'll see. I think it got taken away from Bernie. I think Bernie was beating Hillary, but the establishment didn't want that. They wanted Hillary. So, look, you've got yourself to blame on the left for believing all the shit that you hear from mainstream media and buying into the idea that she was a better candidate. She wasn't. I truly believe Bernie would have beaten Donald Trump. And on the right, I don't know, you elected Trump, a guy who's lying to you, who lied to you, who is a snake oil salesman. So I think you are a rube for believing all the lies that he told you. And I mean, they weren't just good lies. They were bad lies. I mean, you'd have to be almost brain dead to believe anything this guy was saying. I think one of the biggest lies he said near the end of the election night, he said something like, if Hillary gets elected, she's going to bring back... My Donald Trump impression is amazing. If Hillary gets elected, she's going to bring 600 million refugees into the country. 600 million. What a ridiculous number, man. Fuck. The U.S. has 350 million people in it right now. But somehow Hillary, in her 4-year term, or I don't know how long he said, but somehow she was going to bring in 600 million refugees. I don't know where he got that number. It seems that a lot of information he had, he just pulled it out of his ass. So I'm sorry, but you're not that bright if you buy in all the shit that he said, man. It's just one lie after another, and just ridiculous lies. Just over the top. This is the guy that thought Barack Obama wasn't born in the U.S. This is the guy that's anti-vaccines. And his running mate, Mike Pence, might be even worse. That lunatic with his fucking Jesus and doesn't understand or accept evolution. And he's totally against gay marriage. So, I don't know, social issues might take a big hit with Trump and Pence. I don't know. It's just I'm sorry, but America, with this election as it stands right now, you have proven to the world that that stereotype of Americans being dumb might be true. You know what? I like America. I go there all the time, and I've met a lot of nice people, a lot of smart people, but I don't know what the percentage is of smart and dumb or uneducated. It almost seems like the U.S. doesn't care about its people becoming more knowledgeable or more informed. They spend money on bailing out multi-billion-dollar companies and war, but not education or research and development, which to me, that's the key to a country becoming better again. Make America great again. Not a dumb slogan. But anyway, okay, so good luck to you. Good luck to the world. I hope shit doesn't hit the fan. And you know what? If Trump does a great job, I'll admit it. I'll own it. And I'll say, good. America is great. It's better again. But I don't think that's gonna happen. I think people are gonna be disappointed at him, and he's kind of a buffoon. He is not a very smart man, if you ask me. Just look at his life. Just look at his life records. It's a snake oil salesman. All right. Anyways, peace.